Well, hello again. I'm back. We are talking about vacuum breakers and ones that you have at your house. Now, for commercial plumbers, which is, my book, Commercial Plumbing Maintenance, this gets more intense. And on page 93, I talk about all the other brands and I go through 3 or 4 or 5 different pages of all of these and what you should do and shouldn't do. And there's a lot of precautions to take in the maintenance. Once they're installed, doesn't mean they're in right. Doesn't mean it's all whatever. It just means that they're in. There's still lots of complications down the line, and my book will describe what to do and how to fix them. Now, the first thing you ask yourself as a homeowner, you say, what are these two things? They look like some kind of weird valves. What do we do with those? Well, this plastic end comes off, this plastic end comes off, and they put in a gauge. This is to be used by the tester. So the tester's got to be certified here, like Colorado Cross Connection and Backflow certified, which I am. And you have to recertify that. I think it's every 3 years now. You have to get recertified and you have to go take this test and stuff. So, because you do a variety of backflows, back pressure, backflow, double check valves. So you hook this, they hook it to a gauge. The gauge reads up here. And it'll tell back pressure gauges and it'll tell if this thing is good. If it's not good, then they just take that kit out like I showed you in my other video, if you watch my other video. So they'll do this, but they also leave a label for the inspector. So if the inspector wants to inspect it, they'll know that who labeled it, who inspected it, what day he inspected it, what did he do to fix this, and then he's happy. He or she, we got a lot of female inspectors. So that's how you fix this. Now, in my book, you'll see much bigger ones than what I advise about inspecting them, because you could have, I've seen some buildings where I think I've had at least 50 of these in there, and not more. These are small. This is a small one. I'm talking about big ones, because you have so many feet of lines, hundreds and hundreds of feet, especially like a casino. You'll go from one end to the casino to the other. Hospitals, the same thing. But they try in hospitals to put them on the ground floor and then they run up. But you have them all over the place. Anywhere you have autoclaves, anywhere you have sterilizing equipment, x-ray machines, all kinds of stuff. And these all have to be inspected. And they all have basically the same thing. They have ports. They may have 2 ports. They may have 3 ports. Some have 3 ports. This is a port. Now, when the water comes in as a homeowner, see the flow? It's going that way with the arrow. It tells you. You can open this up with a screwdriver and let the water out, just to clean the water at the beginning of the year. Because the water will come up. You can blow some of that water out gently, get some of that dirt out before it gets inside and gets stuck in here. Or sometimes when you think it's stuck and it won't stop dripping, you can open these ports sometimes to help let that water out to flush it. But those ports are they're to be inspected. That's what they're for. So when you see those ports, you say, whoa, what's all this crap? It seems so confusing. It's really not. Water comes in, there's a plunger, up and down, water goes out. If you get back siphonage, this plunger stops and the water comes out. So anytime you get back siphonage, which is caused, it's a vacuum created in your home, you could have, and that's why this has to be 6 inches or higher above your highest point in your outside in the yard. It has to be higher than your highest area in your yard. So if you have a great big yard, it still has to be higher. This has to be installed higher. Same thing in every sink, every machine, piece of equipment, 6 inches above that minimum. That's minimum. That's just code minimum. That's just a minimum. Higher, the better. It's just safer. Well, you learned something, I hope. I hope you learned something new. Vacuum breaker and how and what these are for and why they're tested. And you have to be certified to test it. And if you're doing certification, it's a good little side job. I know a lot of guys that do that on Saturdays when they're working full time for their company and they have another little job open and they do hundreds of these on the weekend. You're talking $60 a pop, or 30 to $60 a pop. You can make some nice little money there. Now I'm not, get with the IRS, do all your legal stuff. I'm not saying just to do it on the side, whatever's right. So, okay, take care. Have a great day. Bye.